So what I'm going to do now is show you exactly how to WGCI and have the time to build your sales team just on the side. So you're getting a double-edged sword here. This whole thing, if you put this in place, should take no longer than 90 days. 90 days to double your GCI and start building your team. So I've been doing this for 40 years now, and New Year's resolution, I've just decided I'm going to give all this away. Everything I know, everything that I teach in my seminars, everything I teach on my one-on-one coaching, everything I teach to franchises, to people that I consult with, I'm going to give it all away on this channel. So don't forget to subscribe if you like anything that we're doing here. You came doing $1 million, but you've dropped to 600,000 because you've suddenly in your mind, your mindset becomes, I'm a manager as well. I've got to be available, I've got to lead, I've got to do all this other stuff. It costs you $400,000 before you even start, and you don't have the time to get on and build the team. So it's just this absolute muddle, if you like. So the first thing we're going to do is treat you as the top salesperson you are. First thing we're going to do is get an admin assistant. The admin assistant is just for your listings and sales, which means you can take on more volume. It also means, though, more inquiry and more houses to show, more houses to open, and so on. So you need a buyer's agent. Now, this buyer's agent can be in 2 or 3 different forms. The first one is simply a buyer's agent. They're on a salary, they do as they're told, and I'll give you the 6 parts to their job role in a minute. So the second form you can take on is obviously an associate agent. And the third one is a full-blown agent that actually helps you run your business as well to get them started. Now, I said that I'd give you the buyer's agent's job role. I'm going to do that right now. Number 1. Their job is to take all calls. What you need is a second phone. This phone is a marketing phone. It's actually got your phone number to REA, to domain. It's your phone numbers on the signboards, everything. So all that inquiry goes through this buyer's agent. How much time have I just saved you if you're not taking all those lame calls from buyers that are wondering whether they should look at something or not? And believe me, this is totally trainable. We can put this position in place. So first thing is take all calls. Number 2 is show all houses. You never show a house again during the week, not ever. I don't care if it's the 3rd viewing on a $3 million property, makes no difference to me. There's nothing you can say that's gonna make someone buy a house, I promise you. Buyers follow houses, sellers follow companies. That's how it works. And you can send a 5-year-old, as long as they're tall enough to reach the lock on the door to let somebody in. If that person goes through the house and they want it, they'll find a way to buy it. So stop worrying about all that stuff. Never show a house again. How much more time have I just saved you? Number 3, third part of their job is to actually sell for you. They can do this. There's 3 levels for this. First level is they show someone a house. We train them at the end of it to say, do you like it? Could you live here? Do you want to buy it? Yes, I do. They bring you back the buyer. So they come back and they say, lead agent, this person wants to buy that house, you do the rest. The second one is you teach them, and it's not hard to do, you teach them how to get an offer off somebody. That's number 2. And so they bring you an offer. Mr. and Mrs. Smith would like to offer this amount. So it's all set up, it's all ready to go. You take it from there. And the third one, and I work with a lot of what I call high volume, the volume merchants in this business, people doing 25 deals a month are the people that I have the pleasure of coaching. So you have to get it to a point where that buyer's agent is sufficiently good at their job to where you've got, it's on at 800,000, you get an offer of 795, you ring the vendor and you say, listen, Jack's got an offer, I can't get to you till 6 o'clock tonight, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning now. He's got a really good offer, you've met Jack, do you want to wait till 6 o'clock or do you want Jack to bring it up? No, Jack can bring it up now, we know Jack, we love him. They need to start actually doing deals for you to get to the next level in terms of volume. The 4th part of the job description is call blocks. Now these call blocks are at your direction. So you've got an auction on Saturday. You need the 50 people that have been through that auction. They all need to get a phone call to say, are you coming? Have you got everything you need? How do you want to do this? How can I help? So in terms of these call blocks, I can give you every script, every strategy, every bit of learning that any of your agents need to put this in place. It's called Quickstart. It's got hundreds and hundreds of videos, hundreds of scripts, everything I've learned over 40 years. And I'll tell you something, since you've watched this video all the way through to this, I really appreciate it. I'm giving it away free. So subscribe to this channel, then press on the link below, and we'll get that sorted for you. You're going to have to put your email in there, but then I'll get it sorted for you and get you on that. So core blocks is number 4. Number 5 is they need to find you listings. Most of this industry makes a mistake in that they think they're going to take people on, they're going to find them 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 listings a month. Not going to happen. You cannot delegate prospecting. The reason you're putting these buyers, this admin assistant, now a buyer's agent in place is so that you have time for you to make the calls, for you to use the scripts, for you to find your next listing. That's how this works. Do not make the mistake. I've been doing this so long. I've seen it so many times where everyone's moaning that their buyer's agent is not getting them leads. They can get you in the door on some for sure over a month, and we can measure it. And they need to find you listings, find you opportunities. But just don't make the mistake of thinking they're going to suddenly double your business, because they're not. Number 6, as part of their job, is they need eventually, once we've decided that they're the one and they're loyal and they're doing the right job, they need to be able to present. And the reason we do that is because if you get busy and you have to have somebody else do a presentation for you, you can send them. As long as they represent your brand correctly, you can send them. If you want to take 10 days off, which you're not doing at the moment, if there's you plus 3 others, you're lucky if you're getting two weeks off a year. If you want to take 10 days off, you can do it. They can go and do a presentation for you. So this is the job role of this buyer's agent. Okay, pushing on in the system, deep dive on as to the strategies for you to go double GCI and have time to build your team. The next part of this is you need to outsource. Hear this right. You cannot do this internally. Do not let your admin assistant say they can do this, and do not let your EA say they can do this. They manage it, but they do not do it. You outsource marketing, social media marketing. There are 2 parts to this. I just want to make this clear. First part is how you market properties, property marketing, and the second part is how you remarket and you market yourself. So outsource marketing. Why do we need to outsource marketing? Because you think you can do it yourself. You can't. You're going to get too busy. If you want to double your GCI and grow a sales team at the same time and have more time for life, you need to outsource it. It needs to be happening in the background while you're sleeping, while you're on holiday, while you're taking your next listing. You're focusing on your GCI and your team. You've got other people focusing on this stuff. What I'm going to show you now is going to give you 2 hours back in your day. And this can be an absolute game changer for any manager, what I'm about to tell you. There are 2 or 3 main time management principles you have to start adhering to. So these time management principles, let's get into those. The first one you've got to pay attention to is your relationship with delegation. One of my favorite managers in Melbourne that I was working with, he rang me and he said, Peter, I just cannot clear my desk. I can't get this time management under control. He actually said, would you come? I said, no, I don't have time. He said, I'll pay you. I said, of course, I'm on the next plane. So I got on a plane, down I went, and I walked into his office and his desk was very messy. And he said, okay, I guess you need to look around the office. I said, I don't need to see around the office. Sit down. So he sat down behind his desk and he said, what do you want to do? And I said, pick up the top piece of paper on your desk, the first piece of paper that you can find. So he just picked a piece of paper up. And I said, tell me what it is. And it was a form. And I said, why are you doing that? And he said, well, I was just going to fill it out. And I said, do you have to do that? He said, well, who else is going to do it? I said, I don't know. Who else could do it? He goes, actually, anyone could do this. I could get my PA to do it. Beautiful. Put it on that pile over there for the PA. Is there any note to the PA on that? He goes, yeah, she just has to ring the real estate institute and get a number. Cool. Just put that on the thing. It took 10 seconds. Wrote it on the pile. Pick up the next piece of paper. We cleared his desk in 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, he had nothing to do except to make 2 phone calls. One was a complaint that had escalated all the way to his desk and he had to do it. And the other was one of his clients was actually calling him. He only had 2 phone calls to do. So he said, wow, my desk is clear. And I said, what have you got to do this morning? He said, well, I don't have a lot to do. I said, good, you can take me for breakfast. And away we went. This is how we've got to approach delegation. You've got to delegate outside your door instead of them delegating back to you. Your relationship with delegation is absolutely crucial. And I invite you right now to actually ask yourself, who taught you about delegation? Who actually gave you your belief system around it? And there's 2 things that I think you've probably been taught. 1, if you want a job done right, You know the answer. It's do it yourself. And that's how we live. We just start doing it. Just put it on my desk. I'll look after it. The second one is don't give a job to anybody that you wouldn't do yourself. That's the dumbest thing I ever freaking heard. So those two things are wrong. We have to get into a space where you understand you've got a whole team outside your door and you need to start to learn how to delegate. The second part of this, time management, is number 2. I want you to adopt a mantra that is no jobs for you. Now, what do I mean by this? Stop letting people give you jobs. Stop volunteering for jobs. Stop looking for jobs just because it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you've got nothing else to do. Stop it. You've got to adopt the idea that you don't do things, you employ people to do these things for you. There are 4 questions I want you to ask yourself with everything that comes your way. A phone call, something on your desk, someone comes through your door. I want you to adopt this, tattoo these on your forehead, put them up on your wall somewhere. And these are the questions you're going to ask. First one, when they ask you to do something, you're going to say, is this my job? When you pick up that piece of paper, is this my job? And if the answer is, no, I don't know why I'm doing this, then whose job could it be? Who have I got that could do this job? And I'm telling you, for 50% of the stuff that's on your desk, there's somebody else who can do it, including your PA, either your EA or your administration assistant or your buyer's agent. Even looking at your diary for today, 3 o'clock, I'm showing the house. Is that my job? I'm telling you now, it's not. Is there someone else can do it? Yeah, my buyer's agent can do it. Good, swap. Ring those people and say something personal's come up. My buyer's agent is going to show you through it. Make no difference to the sale, I promise you. Number 3 is who could do this job with a bit of training? Who could I train to do this job? So number 4, in terms of time management, is what do I have to do to never see this or anything like this again? Now, let me give you an example of how that works. I'm sitting in front of a manager and I'm saying, what is that? And she said, these are the listings and I have to sign these listings off that the paperwork has been filled out because I am the officer in control. That is pure, unadulterated ego, and it's drivel. You need to be the one who signs off on them, but you do not have to be the one who makes sure they're in order. You can train your EA or your admin assistant. You can give them a checklist of the 15 things that need to be on every single Form 6. This is just an example. If this doesn't fit in your state, let it go. 15 things that need to be on every Form 6. They can go through and spend the hour and a half to do the 10 listings, bring them to you, say everything's in order, boss, sign here, and away you go. As long as you trust that person, you're in business. So stop thinking you have to do half the stuff you're doing. You need to look for bigger and bigger things that you can get away from. What do I have to do to never see this ever again? All right, number 3 in terms of time management is a biggie. You have to stop the ad hoc way that your business runs. What am I talking about ad hoc? I'm talking about people coming round your door all day and saying, boss, have you got a minute? Have you just got 30 seconds? Because nothing ever takes 30 seconds. That's a joke. So what happens is you need to back up the bus on this. How do you do it? It's quite simple. And I have this debate with a lot of trainers, a lot of coaches, and a lot of managers. It's the door open, door closed scenario. And I'll tell you that after 40 years of doing this and working some of the best, you have to adopt a door closed policy. You have to have 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon where you can get work done. Otherwise, you're not going to double your GCI. Otherwise, you're not going to build a sales team. So you announce to the team that you're being coached by somebody who has suggested this. This is what you're going to do. You want them to do the same. And by the way, if you don't have a door, that is ludicrous. Build a damn office. Get a door. The other way to stop ad hoc is do not let your day be shanghaied by some needy agent. You have agents outside your door that can't go 20 minutes without mummy or daddy telling them that they're doing a great job. So they're sitting there, they take a breath, they're sort of in between something, they stand up and go, who can I talk to? You're the logical one because you are trying to be the leader that's always available. You have to change the culture of that. So when they come to the door and say, boss, I need you to explain this to me, and you can see it's going to take a while. There's 2 ways you do this. One is you do it at training on Friday morning, and the other is you say, fine, I'll meet you in the boardroom at 4:45 this afternoon and we'll go through it then. Don't allow these people to Shanghai your day. That is your inhibitions about being a leader. That is you suffering from imposter syndrome. You're wondering how you got here, making $1 million, making all this money, having all these people outside your door, and you still haven't got your head around it. It's you doing that, and so you make up for it by saying, but I'm always available. You got to stop that shit. You cannot build this business if you keep doing that. Hope you understand. So there's just a couple of ideas around time management. So where you're heading is towards a team that's going to look something like this. It's got you at the top. You're going to have an admin assistant here. You're going to have buyer's agent here. You're going to outsource your marketing here. You're going to have an EA. And the last one I just want to pop in here as a hire is you need someone who manages the property management division. But this is what your organizational chart looks like. This is how it rolls for you. One more thing before I wrap this up. Once you've got this in place, you need to change your idea of volume. And there's one important volume that needs to change. And this is the key to this whole thing. It's the key to money, it's the key to income, it's the key to doubling your GCI, it's the key to the whole growth factor, if you like. The number one volume you need to change is the number of listings that you are carrying. If right now you do $600,000 based on carrying 10 listings, which I'm guessing is probably not far off what you're doing. If you carry 20 listings instead of 10, you're going to go to 1.2 million. The reason you're not doing that at the moment is it just feels like overwhelmed because you do not have the right team in place. I've given you the team. You do not have the right systems in place. I've given you the systems to take care of that. Now you can move forward and go after every listing that comes your way. Now I want to just say something in here. If you're not profitable right now, it may be, especially if you're in Melbourne, this is very much a Melbourne thing, that you give away listings to everyone outside your door to get them started, to get them growing. If you're not making $1 million, if you're not getting paid correctly, then stop doing that just for a while. And what'll happen is the team outside the door that at the moment are like needy seals sitting there just watching your every move, waiting for you to come out your door to see who you're going to give the next listing to, make sure it's them. They're going to do one of two things. They're either going to start picking up the phone themselves and double their income, or they're going to leave the industry. And I can tell you that I'm 50-50. With the dozens of people that I've put through this, it's about 50-50. 50% will leave, 50% will start picking up the phone. When 50% picks up the phone, you get a double whammy. You get your GCI going flat out, you've doubled, and you get them picking up the phone and they start to grow their GCI. So be very aware of this, is what is your culture around giveaways. I don't mind how you do this, as long as it's conscious. If you're giving it away at the moment and it's not working, change it. Stop doing that. See who leaves, see who stays. You can pick it up later and make sure you look after people. But this is a very, very important strategy right here. There's volume change. First thing you're going to do, start listing everything that freaking moves. Stop with the level you're at, the 10 listings that you're holding. You've got to take that to 20, 30, or even 40. You're capable of doing it all.